Welcome back to Halo Halo, your entertainment and lifestyle show with an Asian Pacific American twist. And here on the show, we are always talking about the importance of sharing our story. Our guest is Zeke Anders. Filmmaker Zeke Anders has done just that through his vlog titled American Soul. Welcome, Zeke.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, I saw the first episode of your vlog and I was just so captivated. I was like, I have to watch the whole thing.
Good.
Now, tell me what inspired you to do the vlog?
I was just in between jobs, and I never like sitting still. I always like to keep the creative juices flowing. So it was just a matter of, you know what? It seems like wherever I've gone, people find out I'm adopted, and they're always so amazed. And so I just thought, hey, I'll just do a vlog on that.
Yeah.
So,
were there any reservations though? Because it's a pretty personal story, you know.
I mean, not really for me. It felt very natural and very organic. So I just talked to the camera, and whatever came out, and that was it.
Yes. Now, for those that don't know, you were born in South Korea, and you lived in a foster home.
Orphanage,
or
actually,
orphanage,
yeah.
For how many years?
About 3 years.
3 years, and then an American couple adopted you?
Yeah, adopted me from Detroit. So, and then from that point on, from 3 years old on, I grew up in the suburbs of Detroit.
Right, and you talk about growing up in an all-American or white community.
Yeah, it was. It was very predominantly white.
What was that experience like?
I mean, when you're living through it, obviously you're not necessarily conscious of it. But now, being older, I look back on it, and I mean, it's a little different because it's like you have this sort of self-identity kind of crisis in a way where it's like am I white? Am I Asian?
Yeah.
I feel very American, but physically everyone looks at me as being very Asian. He didn't look at me as being Asian. He just looked at me as being me, as being a friend. I think it really, in a sense, helped me sort of navigate through that period in my life where it's like, you know what, I am who I am and I look what I look like, but it's really about maybe the relationships and that we have with each other.
Aside from that, your parents actually signed you up for Korean camp.
Yes, that's right, which was, I think, a great thing because, and I think they saw the need for that also to try to teach, my history and my heritage. And so for a few summers in a row, I would go in the middle of Michigan where for a week long they would have Korean camp, and it was great because at that time I was young. I was probably like 8 or 10. That's really like the first time I met in a mass amount, other Koreans. So
what were some of the things that you learned, or did it feel like you were missing something, and then I know that's probably an odd question.
Well, every morning, for the week, we would have like a little history lesson, and like we'd learn some words, or just activities and cultural things. It was a little for me because I mean a lot of the other kids there at the camp they aren't adopted, and they are growing up in their own culture, and so for me it was a little different because I'm still sort of this I have this outside perspective looking in. I mean I'm a kid. When you're a kid, all camps are cool. In the morning we would have the little cultural school where we would learn words and traditional songs and dance.
Going back to your vlog, American Soul, what message do you want to send by doing the vlog to the viewers? I
think just the importance of educating people on adoption, because I think still in this day and age there's a stigma, a negative stigma, and it's not always like that. In fact, very rarely, I think. And I mean, everybody's situations and circumstances are different, but I think really it's just about opening up people's conversations and on the subject of adoption. Yeah,
you did say that in one of your series, how you just wanted to spark or initiate conversation.
That's right.
Whether you're adopted or not. If you have any questions, come to me.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
And I want to talk about the response that you've received, but first we're going to take a quick break, okay? When we return, Zeke will talk more about his vlog, American Soul, the response that he's received from all of the viewers, and also his future projects, so don't go away.